Rubor, it's Halsey, and as of recently, I have been super into a clean, fresh-faced look. So I'm gonna show you that for my 10-minute beauty routine. So when I'm starting my beauty routine, obviously the first thing that I do is I wash my face, I use hyaluronic acid, I use whatever my favorite serum is that week that I'm experimenting with. But the most important part of my skincare routine is, of course, my sunscreen. My skin has pretty much been the same since I've been a teenager, but ever since I got pregnant, it's kind of changing on me in ways that I wasn't expecting and I had to keep up with. So the first thing that I do is I use a sunscreen. This is the Image Skincare sunscreen. It's SPF 50, so I can go out and I can enjoy lots of sun and get lots of vitamin D and get that fresh air without having to worry about my skin in the long run. So I start with a good slathering, really, of sunscreen. Always on clean skin too, because sunscreen sometimes is comedogenic and it can clog your pores. I usually wash my face with a very basic, gentle cleanser. I don't use tremendous amount of chemicals on my face, like no salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide or anything like that. The simpler the better. And I double cleanse. I wash my face once to take my makeup off and then wash it again to make sure that it's nice and clean. So my second step of my beauty routine after I've put on a sunscreen is, you guessed it, another sunscreen. This is the Drunk Elephant. I love this brand so much. It's so amazing. This is 20% zinc oxide. It's just a ton of protection and a really nice tint, like a bronzy color, which is why I love it so much. This one I usually apply with a brush because I don't have to worry about missing spots because I've got that sunscreen base underneath, but you can kind of see as it's applying that it's beautiful. It's really like a light, almost like a BB cream. I rarely wear foundation. If you're watching this right now, you can probably tell that my nose and my cheeks and like my neck in general are really red. Fun fact, pregnant women have 40 to 50% more blood volume than normal people. So I am just chock full of blood right now. So I'm nice and glowy and nice and protected. My holy grail product, because I don't wear foundation, is this Clé de Peau concealer. I use it in the color Ivory. Sometimes I use Buff and I'll mix them together a little bit depending on what my skin tone is like at the time. But I kind of just go in and get my under eye bags because Lord knows I haven't been sleeping these days. It feels pretty good knowing that going into this next chapter of my life, I've already found my holy grail concealer for my under eye bags. Now that my face is concealed and glowing and healthy, my next favorite product right now, this is the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush. This color is so beautiful because it's like a brownish red. I'm obsessed with it. I used to hate cream blushes and hate cream bronzers until I found this one. So I kind of just apply it like on my cheekbone and then like kind of into my apple of my cheek as well, because we're going for like a natural, barely there color. My techniques for makeup have certainly evolved over the past like couple years. I started out as a theater kid, so the first makeup that I ever applied was super crazy and really heavy. It was all about defining the eyes and super bright blush and super harsh contour. Then as I started kind of transitioning into music and performing on stage, I was all about wanting to have a signature look, and I've had a lot of really bad ones. I think that probably for my fans, my most like memorable signature look is the glitter brow. I used to do my eyebrows with a glitter liner, which was very progressive, I will say, for me at the time, because I don't know that we had really seen a lot of young people doing sort of that like really colorful editorial makeup on a day-to-day basis. And it was super fun. I love nothing more than going to concerts and seeing people come in off the street with their makeup done just like mine. I would say my most iconic look I've had is the Manic cover. It's a blue bruise made of glitter all the way around my eye. The next product that I'm going to use is this Anastasia brow pen. I have had a very love-hate relationship with my eyebrows through most of my life. They're very sparse, and a year and a half ago was the first time that I ever plucked or removed my eyebrows and I bleached them off completely. I love bleaching off my eyebrows. It's like one of my favorite looks ever. I think it looks so cool. But in the meantime, when they start growing back, they don't always grow back super full. Everyone who knows me knows that I love to draw and that I love to paint. So I kind of pride myself on having a very, very steady hand and a very fine stroke, which is why this product is so great for drawing individual hairs for people who have really thin brows like me. The tip is so fine. It's so perfect for drawing those little individual strokes. Okay, so now that I'm brown and pink and browed out and good to go, I'm gonna line my lips. I'm so excited to talk about these products. These are my products, they're About Face products. I take lip liners very seriously because I'm a singer. I can't tell you how many times I've pulled a microphone away from my face and had lipstick and lip liner and all of that all over, and then it's on my chin, and then it's on my neck, and then it's on my clothes, and everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. So I really had to come up with the perfect liner. I have two in front of me right now. One is After Party and one is Smoking Room. They're kind of like these like pinky browns. I think we're gonna use Smoking Room today, but they're so easy to apply. I'm gonna top this actually with one of my favorite matte lip colors, which is Not Your Baby, which is a reference to one of my songs off my second album, Moscow Talk. I'm kind of just gonna pat this in the middle a little bit because we're going for like a more natural look. These are also scented with peppermint, eucalyptus, and they smell so good. I'm a gloss girl now. I never used to be. Used to love a matte lip. I'm super into glosses these days. I don't really know why. Just something happened and I totally had a change of heart about them. This one is Double Clutch, which is part of our Light Lock collection. And all of these products are color matched, so they're meant to go perfectly with each other. When I'm talking to people, I want them to listen to what I have to say, which means that they're always looking at my mouth. So it's really important to me that I feel confident about how my mouth looks and how it smells and how it tastes and how I feel. So having a perfect pout is very, very important to me. But what also is really important to me is having really wide open eyes. So I feel like people are locked in, they feel like I'm paying attention to them, they're paying attention to me. So eyelash curler is a necessity for me. I had a really bad experience with one of these when I was a kid because nobody ever taught me how to use one. Funnily enough, my mom was a total tomboy growing up and she never wore makeup and she never taught me anything about makeup. And I had to figure everything out on my own, and I had two brothers, and I snuck into my grandmother's house and stole her eyelash curler, tried to use it, ripped off all of my eyelashes. It was a total disaster. I was in so much pain, but mostly I was in so much trouble because I knew that I wasn't supposed to be digging in her makeup collection, and I did. Flash forward about 20 years later, and my mom just graduated from makeup school in New York at the Makeup Academy MUD. So now she's the one schooling me on makeup, which I think is really funny. I'm super, super, super proud of her and super glad she went to school, but I'll never forgive her for not warning me what would happen if I used an eyelash curler the wrong way. One of my favorite products, speaking of moms, speaking of my mom, and speaking of me becoming a mom, is by another mom who's a friend of mine. This is from Jessica Alba's Honest Company. It's the Chill Mama Soothing Jelly. It's super, super cool because it's meant for like itchy skin, and it's like a cooling gel. This has been one of my life-saving products to use. I use it everywhere. It smells super good. It's got aloe and eucalyptus in it. If you spent like a day at the sun or in the pool, I honestly feel like you could probably use this even if you're not pregnant. But if you've been out in the sun or if you have any red patches, you can see my skin has gotten so sensitive. And it really used to be able to take a beating, but it can't anymore, so I have to be really gentle with it. Being pregnant during the pandemic has been a really interesting experience. On the one hand, it's given me a lot of time to get to know myself and spend time alone, experiment with what works and what doesn't for me in terms of makeup and wellness and skincare. It's been such an amazing journey watching my body and my mind change so quickly and learning how important it is to take care of myself and to pay attention to myself. One of the things that I miss the most that I wouldn't be able to do pregnant or not because of the pandemic is go out to dance and to sing and to see my friends and to enjoy like an ice cold beverage somewhere. And sitting at home alone and not being able to drink alcohol or have caffeine has been kind of a little bit of a bummer sometimes. So I discovered this one product that I really love. I found it out on a trip in Joshua Tree, which is where I go to write and make music. I wrote my book there. It's dram or dram. I'm actually not sure, to be honest with you. I'm doing a bad job right now, but it's a non-alcoholic bitters, and this one is Palo Santo. Palo Santo is like a really, really soothing, calming smell taste to me. So what I do sometimes is I just add like 2 or 3 drops of it to a sparkling water when all my friends are drinking Coca-Cola or beer or coffee or whatever it is, and I just smell this and cheers, and I'll enjoy. If you guys are at home, have a drink with me. Have a non-alcoholic drink, a coffee drink, a Palo Santo drink, whatever you want. It is so good. It is so good, and I feel so good, and I feel so calm. Allure, thank you so much for letting me share my 10-minute beauty routine. Thank you for letting me list all my favorite products. You guys can find them below. I hope you learned something today, and if you're out there and you're going through some of the same things as me, just know how important it is to take care of yourself and to feel good about yourself. I'm rooting for you, and you're doing a great job, mama.